Good morning, fourth graders. This video will help you with the vocabulary worksheet for Jim Thorpe's Path. The directions say, choose the word from the box that best matches each definition. Write the word on the line. If you weren't sure about the vocabulary words and you have Mrs. Jackson, she posted also a little worksheet with all of the vocabulary words and what they mean. So if you open both tabs, you could always switch back and forth between the two like I do. So let's read the words in the box. Check the words you know. Boarding school, dormitory, endurance, manual, reservation, society. Number 1, the people of any particular time or place. So I'm looking for a word that means people, and that would be society. So I will type in society. Number 2, a building with many rooms in which people sleep. So a lot of you would call that an apartment, but that would be a dormitory. So when you go away to college, you live in a dormitory, and most of the time they don't have a kitchen in the actual room. It's just a room where the beds are that you sleep, and maybe a bathroom. Dormitory. Number 3, power to withstand hard wear. So that means you have endurance. You can do things that are difficult for a long time. Number 4, done with your hands, and that would be manual. So something that you can put together with your hands. Number 5, land set aside by the government for a special purpose, and that would be a reservation. When you set aside land, reservation, most of you probably think about when you go to a restaurant and you have to make a reservation. They set your table aside so nobody else can sit there. So that's how I make that connection. Directions. Choose the word from the box that best completes each sentence. Write the word on the line shown to the left. Number 6, because I attended blank, I spent long stretches of time away from home. Well, when you read the story about Jim Thorpe, you know that he went to a boarding school, and he went to 2 boarding schools, but one of them was 300, Haskell was 300 miles away. And so he had to sleep there and stay there, and he didn't get to see his family very much. He was away from home. Number 7, cars have either a blank or an automatic transmission. I'm not sure how many of you might know that, but it's called a manual transmission, which means there's a stick shift in your car where you have to shift gears from first all the way to fifth, and the car doesn't do it for you. Number 8, you have to have a lot of blank to run marathons. And we just talked about that. That's endurance. It means you can do something difficult for a long time. So if you can run a marathon, you have a lot of endurance. It means you can run for a long time. Number 9, years ago, the rules of blank were very strict. So it'd be the rules of society. That means a group of people or a place. Number 10, at college, Janet enjoyed living in and when you go to college, you usually live in a dormitory if you go away to school. There we go. All right, so the last one says, write a description of how a boarding school might be different from your present school. Use as many vocabulary words as you can. So we could start it as a boarding school is different from my school because. Then you'll need to finish that. And you might want to think boarding schools are a place that you sleep there and you don't get to come home. The teachers take care of you there. Your family may be able to come visit, but they don't live there with you. One might even argue that you are all at boarding school right now with remote learning because you are living and sleeping in the same place that you do your schoolwork. So just try to write 2 or 3 sentences about maybe how boarding school is different from your own school, from Rick Avenue, and then you'll be finished.